Hi. Uh, this video is basically going to be about like drugs and just what I think about drugs, and what drugs I've done. Um, I haven't done too many drugs. I used to smoke a lot of weed. I did LSD once, um, and it, I think drugs are only bad if you abuse them. Well, I mean, if you do like heroin or meth or any serious like drug that can do harm um, to you. I think drugs aren't bad unless you really abuse them. So I've smoked weed like 1,000 or more times probably. I think I smoked weed and then like everything was good. I'd get high, I'd get a good high, I would relax and stuff. I'd be fine. But like the last couple times I've smoked weed, I would have massive panic attacks, which doesn't make sense because weed is supposed to make you relax. And I guess it can give you panic attacks. Um, but every time I usually smoke weed, I get really relaxed and just like it's just nice. And like the last time I did it, I had a really really bad panic attack. I thought I was dying. Um, I, w- I was smoking a blunt, and I only took like 3 hits off it. Got like super fucking stoned. I got so stoned, like it was ridiculous. And like all of a sudden my heart started beating really, really fast, and I would just focus on that, which is probably not a good idea. And then I was starting to get really, really dizzy, and then my heart would start to fucking it would start to burn like it was on fire or something. I was like, "Oh god, this is not good." And I felt like my throat was closing up, and I was like yelling at my friend like, "You need to call 911. I think I'm dying." Which I was just having a panic attack. I don't think I've ever heard of a story of someone dying from smoking weed. But apparently I had stroke symptoms from it. When I had the thing panic attack, I had stroke symptoms cuz my whole left side of my body it like started to go numb, and I guess that's just a panic attack. I don't even know if I don't think you can have a stroke. Well, you can have a stroke at this young, 20. I don't know how old I was at the time. I think it was 19 or 18. Um, it was a really bad experience, and I would not wish that to happen on anyone. Because after that time, I actually got diagnosed with a panic disorder, and I was in and out of the hospital of it because of it. And it took them forever to diagnose me with schizophrenia. They were like, "What are you in here for?" And I was like, "Panic attack." What the fuck? Scared the hell out of me. My fucking whatever it's called, the thing that goes on a ceiling and it beeps if it's on low battery. It's really hot in here. I don't know why I'm wearing this. It's like the only shirt I have to wear. And I got diagnosed with panic disorder, which sucks, but it's not real bad anymore. Lately, it's been pretty bad. Um, and the LSD experience was really good. Nothing happened. Apparently, they used to treat schizophrenia with LSD in the 70s or 60s or something like that. Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was in the hospital, and they were like, "What are you in here for?" I was like, "Panic disorder. I keep having panic attacks." And like, I had previous like stuff of schizophrenia and stuff. I wasn't really diagnosed with it, and the first time I went to the hospital, I was in there for panic disorder, and I didn't want to be diagnosed with schizophrenia, but I knew I had it. Oh God, I'm like so shaky. Uh, my hair is a mess, and I went in there, and it sucked because they put me on Risperdal. Worst fucking. I guess it's a really good medicine. It's just bad because it has really bad side effects, and my side effects were terrible. They put me on 6 milligrams, which is like one of the highest doses you can be on. Well, actually, it's not, but it's a really high dose. And I was like, I couldn't move at all. Like the first couple days I took it while I was in the hospital, I couldn't move. I slept for like 20 something hours, and I basically felt like shit all day. And my blood pressure was really high for some reason. Like it was like 160 or something, which is really, really high. And then the panic disorder kind of fucked me really hard because they diagnosed me with like a heart condition, but it's like a heart condition uh that is what's the word? That is basically due to anxiety. I forgot, tachycardia or something like that. Starts with a T, TACH something. Y. It's just where your heart beats really, really fast all the time, like 140 beats per minute, 150, which was what I was having. And that really scared the hell out of me because I was like, oh God, my heart. And I'm like a really big hypochondriac, so I thought I was dying. Every time I went to the hospital, I thought I was dying. I don't know why. Probably because of psychosis and panic disorder. And it was not fun. And after I had the massive panic attack, like when I got out, I started smoking weed again. And that's when I started abusing uh, benzos, which is basically like Valium and Xanax. Um, I would take a bunch of those, and then I would smoke weed, and I wouldn't have panic attacks. But then, like, it would start getting back. It would come back to me. And the third time I went to the hospital, they diagnosed me. I mean, they found weed in my system, and they're like, "Yeah, you cannot do that because you're schizophrenic, and that's really bad for schizophrenics." I guess I don't know. I don't. I mean, it's bad for schizophrenics who can't handle smoking weed. I think it's good for people who can actually handle it and like can deal with like they don't have panic attacks or anything. But it can increase psychosis, which is sucky. But I think drugs are really good. Just not like really hard drugs that can harm you, like meth or heroin. I've never done mushrooms. I've done basically all I've done is weed, LSD, and just benzos. I would abuse those, and I would abuse my medicine that they gave me. But I don't abuse it anymore, which is good, even though it gives you a pretty good high. But yeah, I think I wouldn't consider doing drugs if you have schizophrenia. But I mean, it's whatever you think. It's whatever you want to do, honestly. I mean, if it hurts you or if it makes you more crazy than you actually, and then you usually are, then I wouldn't do it, even though it's a really nice feeling. But yeah, that's about it for the video. So, bye guys.